Hello and good evening. Welcome to our TR90 webinar. If you're a first time attendee, we welcome you to our product training. So, tonight we're going to talk about how we can all achieve our best body ever with our 90-day program with TR90. So, how many of you have always been concerned about your weight and have been monitoring your weight over the past 5, 10 years? Or how many of you would have been monitoring your waistlines over the past 10 years? So my name's John, and I come from a background of being an athlete. I used to be lean at 130 pounds, and I was a member of the high school and college track and field team for my high school and my college. And until I began working, I would say, an athletic physique. However, when I began working, I began to have less time for exercise and more time to eat and relax. And so, after being fit for the first 22 years in my life, by 23 years old, I began to gain 20 pounds. So, this is how I was before. I had tried to exercise through gym memberships, and that was good only for a few weeks because most of the time I would only have time to exercise when my schedule is not hectic or busy, and traditionally it would only allow me a maximum of 3 weeks that I have peace of mind and time to exercise. So what happens? I do a blitz exercise for 3 weeks and then stop, blitz then stop. So eventually, a roller coaster in terms of my weight. So in 2011, on the left side, you see my picture. Kahit na naka stripes na vertical, you can still see my belly. And so that's the product of Fitness First membership for 3 years. And then after 3 years of Fitness First, I went to the TRA program, the predecessor of TR90. I also tried to diet before since 2002 up to 2008 or 2011. Siguro I tried to diet 5 times. Kung ang exercise umabot ng 3 weeks, ang diet umabot ng 3 days. Okay, so after uh, taking out some of my calories, I would feel headache and irritability. And traditionally, I don't treat headaches with paracetamol, but instead I treat them with uh, how shall I call it? Sugar, sugar fix. So ice cream or French fries, cake. So what happened was diet also was not effective for me. So I would call it one step backward, two steps forward for me for my diet. So minus 2 pounds, pero after I go back to my regular eating plan, it becomes plus 4 pounds. So that was from 2002 to 2011. In 2011, I was introduced to this program, and I was eager to use it because a year before the product was launched, my dad passed away through a heart aneurysm, and he had a well, some back pains before the aneurysm uh, really exploded. And unfortunately, we were not able to identify it ahead of time. So what happened was we saw a we experienced him on September 5, having upper body, what they call this, upper body paralysis, and we brought him to the hospital. And after bringing him to the hospital, unfortunately, The attendants didn't know how to manage him. They didn't know whether it was a heart attack or a stroke. So what happened was that after bringing him to the ER, he he was left unattended for an hour, and he was being diagnosed. After 3 hours, he suffered a cardiac arrest. So doon pumutok na ano, and then he was resuscitated for 40 minutes. By the time the neurologist arrived, the neurologist concluded that it was already my dad was already brain dead. And so after 3 days, my dad's body began to deteriorate. His kidney began to fail because of the aggressive drugs that were given to his heart to maintain normal blood pressure. So in the end, my dad passed away after 3 days, and we spent almost half a million pesos, and that was not a problem if my dad had survived, but he still died, and we spent that money. And that's okay to give him the best healthcare. Unfortunately, even the best healthcare we realized is not enough if the situation is already at its tail end. So from that experience, I realized that it's not prudent to wait for the emergency cases to happen before we take intervention. So when this program was launched in 2011, I was eager to take part in it. And after the first run, I lost around 6 kilos. And after another run, I lost another around 6 kilos, so total of 12 kilos. So my waistline is now 30 inches. Previously, it was a low waist of 34 inches. So what's happening in the weight management industry? Uh, Today, the weight management or the problem on obesity is now one of the world's biggest epidemic. Since 1980, the number of people who are overweight has more than doubled. In the Philippines, in 1993, our population had only around 16% incidence. By 2013, we were already at 33% incidence in terms of percentage of population. So everywhere, the weight problem is growing. Globally, it is a 1.5 billion in people are now either overweight or obese. So this is much bigger than China. Now, if you have a business that's marketing to China, you could argue that you have a very big business. Yun lang nga, if you are in China, the business that you can tap are normally target a specific segment of that population. So, hindi lahat doon babae, hindi doon lahat lalaki, hindi lahat doon nagsusot ng polo, kasi may mga bata rin. But when we talk about 1.5 billion, all of these people are overweight or obese. And this is 70% of them. Okay, and so 77 studies also show that 77% of people are actively managing their weight. So this is the reason why also you observe in what you call hotels, they have what you call weighing scales as a standard. So pag five-star hotel, meron talagang weighing scale. So in the past 5 years, the weight management industry has grown 72%. And this is expected to grow further because of the consciousness and the awareness of the long-term risks of obesity. When people are obese, and this according to the Food and Nutrition Research Institute, the incidences of the following diseases are increased. So we have cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, which includes aneurysm, and plaque buildup in the arteries, gout, uric acid, infertility, arthritis, and bone and joint problems, and gallstones. So, in the U.S., once upon a time, it was only obesity was only regarded as a health risk. Today, it is already regarded as a hello. Check check. Hello. Okay. In the US, the American Heart Association has reclassified the obesity from a health risk to now a disease in itself. That is why in the US, where they now have what they call a subspecialty. So for the benefit of non those not familiar with the medical industry, when you talk about subspecialty, it is a doctor who goes for let's say pediatrics, that's a specialization, children's health, or it can also be cardiac pediatrics, meaning heart of the children, heart conditions. Today, obesity specialists are coming in the US because they have concluded beyond a reasonable doubt and with so many journals that obesity is the main problem for a lot of these health issues. So, in the Philippines, in the next 10 years, we are expected to also follow suit. The medical industry is expected to also develop a consciousness of uh, the population understanding that if they are overweight or obese, they are at a higher risk. So comparing dito sa Philippines, when we have let's say a child with fever and the fever is 37.5, then probably we'll just give ice bag or water hydration. But if it's 38.5, may paracetamol na yan. Tsaka may ice bags. If it's 39.5, nasa ER na yan. Nasa 41, nasa ICU. Now, that is for fever. But now we're talking about obesity. And those same numbers is similar in terms of BMI. The ideal BMI is up to 25. If you go above 25, then you are already parang may sinat na. Lumampas ng 27, may parang 37.5 na yan. Pag 28 to 30, parang 38.5 na yan. Pag 30 to 33, yan, parang 39.5 na yan. And so, what is going to happen in the Philippines, whether we like it or not, is that people are going to have more and more consciousness of being weight conscious. Now, to dig deeper, what do we need to know when we talk about weight management? We need to know a concept called visceral fat. So, what is this visceral fat? Visceral fat is the fat around our bodies and around our organs, and it looks like this. So, dalawang klaseng fat. Yung una is subcutaneous fat. It is the fat which is around our muscles uh, and beneath our skin. Yan yung napipisil natin. But the more harmful fat is the fat underneath our muscle, around our organs, and these are called visceral fat. And visceral fat is the precursor for a lot of health issues such as cholesterol, heart problems, high blood pressure, diabetes. So you will see here it has complicated to diabetes, fatty liver, kidney fat, heart failure, uric acid, and gout. Now let us watch this video from the US. It's a video where a doctor talks about visceral fat. So let's watch this.
A lean belly leads to a healthier, longer life. So when we measure around our waist, we're really measuring this gelatin fat. You see how closely packed together the organs are here? You need that amount of fat. That's healthy. But over here, this is unfortunately what a lot of us are dealing with. All that excess fat surrounding your organs. Your organs are separated by basically this toxic goop. I call it an alien invader. And I want to talk to everyone a little bit about what's happening inside your abdomen and why having a lean belly is such a key to good health. So you're walking around with too much abdominal fat. This fat you're looking at is visceral fat. It doesn't just sit there. It truly is toxic goop encircling all of your organs. It's increasing inflammation. It actually secretes chemicals that increase inflammation throughout your body. But it also affects your cardiovascular system. It increases over time your blood pressure, amongst other things. And as all these parameters are changing, your abdomen, that visceral belly fat, is doing other things. It's increasing production of something called interleukin 6. This chemical further increases inflammation throughout your body. And as this happens, something else really interesting is occurring. Your metabolism is being governed by this excess body fat. Adiponectin is affected. And what does it do when you don't have enough of it? It tells you to store more belly fat. So it's a vicious cycle to poor health. Your liver is overwhelmed with cholesterol. Well, what does that lead to? plaque buildup in your arteries. And when you get plaque buildup, what happens next? Oftentimes, I see you in the ER, fatal heart attack, and everyone always says, what could I have done differently? Well, the answer is right here now, you've got to target excess belly fat. Belly fat leads to heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, even sexual dysfunction. And I don't want everyone to have to deal with that. Well, what happens if you actually get rid of belly fat and develop a leaner belly? You know what? Studies show you'll actually be smarter. You'll sleep better. Sounds good to me. You'll have a healthier heart. Better sex. They look pretty happy, don't they? Even more money. Less money spent on medical bills, more money to travel the world. Sounds pretty good, right?
All right. So this is the doctors, and you can research this online, and you will see a lot more stories about visceral fat. So what happens when this is what happens to most people before they pass away. Nowadays, when you look at people who die and when you go to a wake, chances are the issues are either a heart attack, a stroke, diabetes, complication, so uh, gangrene, or cancer, stage 3, stage 4 cancer, or it could also be kidney or liver failure. So it's not really old age that kills people, but a lot of these stage 3 diseases. Now, the degenerative diseases don't happen in a month or a week. It happens over a period of time. And the idea is that we need to understand how these degenerative diseases progress so that we can protect ourselves, our families, from progressing from stage 1 to stage 3. So all of us begin fit and healthy on the left side. So we have low body fat percentage, high muscle rate, low visceral fat. And this is normally up to around 20 to 22 years old. However, after beginning to work, there is an imaginary line that we pass or we cross, and then we step towards stage 1 obesity. This is when our body fat percentage increases and we are above the ideal rates for our gender. For male, it's 20%. For female, it's 25%. And so we also begin to lose muscle rate and the visceral fat increases. And correspondingly, if you look at the picture, the pants is more difficult to close now. So, kailangan lang bumili ng bagong size or magpa-alter. Hindi yata na-alter palaki. Paliit lang. Anyway, so dito, stage 1 obesity, it doesn't mean that you're sick. But what does it tell you? It tells you that your current lifestyle is unhealthy. Your current lifestyle is predisposed to illness. So it is like a point in time symptom. Now, with that abuse of the body over 5 to 10 years, eventually an individual will progress to cross from stage 1 to stage 2. So, stage 2, the abuse in terms of diet and lifestyle begins to affect the organs. So, dito na yung pag nagpa-blood pressure, high blood, pagpa-cholesterol, taas ng cholesterol, high triglyceride, high blood sugar levels, high fat SGPT, SGOT, or fatty liver. So it is at this point in time that the doctors prescribe what we call maintenance medicines. And with the maintenance medicines, when people take it, ano nangyari? Nagno-normalize yung blood chemistry, yung blood pressure, yung sugar, yung cholesterol. Unfortunately, if they stop taking it, ano nangyari? Bumabalik kaagad yung diabetes, yung cholesterol, or even blood pressure. So, what happens when you are prescribed a maintenance medicine? We liken that to an old air conditioner. So, let's say may old aircon ka. And the air conditioner, pag luma na, tumutulo na yung tubig. So, pag tingin mo sa sahig, ang meron is basang sahig. So, the symptom is a wet floor. And the root cause is that the aircon is broken. So what happens when you take maintenance medicine, yung wet floor ay mong wet. So what you do is you put a pail to catch the water And so you see the floor, it is not wet. But, but, what happens when you take out the pail? Pag may pail, normal ang blood pressure, normal ang sugar. Pag wala na yung pail, tataas na naman ang blood pressure at sugar levels. So, it is what we call a symptom approach without affecting the root cause of the problem. So, ano mangyari? Mamaya nagja-juggling na ang internal medicine doctor. Teka lang, tagal ka na nag-lilipitor, tagal ka na nagsastatin, tagal ka na nag-hypertensive medicine. By the way, fatty liver ka na rin dahil sa mga gamot na ito. So what happens? We have to manage either your liver or your heart. And you have to go for more aggressive medicine that are more expensive. But basically, they are just a more complicated pill. They do not address the root cause of the problem. They just cover up the problems, the symptoms. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, maintenance medicine is even an excuse. So, when you go to a party, makita mo yung tito mo, alam mo nang galing heart attack, alam mo nang high blood, alam mo nang galing cholesterol, mataas ang cholesterol. Tapos nakita mo, bumabanat ng chicharong bulaklak, bumabanat ng alak, ng beer. Tapos, tatabihan mo, Tito, di ba bawal yan sa'yo? Kasi, mataas cholesterol mo. Anong sinasagot? Di bale, may maintenance medicine naman. So, anong nangyari? Inaabuso dahil may balde naman. So, what is the long-term solution? The long-term solution is that while you are taking the maintenance medicine, you want to fix the aircon. So that eventually wala nang tumutulo at pag tinanggal mo yung balde, hindi mo na makita basa yung sahig. And that is the key to protecting ourselves from degenerative diseases. If we do not do that, what happens? After 5 to 10 years of maintenance medicine, it progresses to stage 3. What is stage 3? Stage 3 is life-threatening. Nagkakaroon ng heart attack, stroke, or diabetes complication. Stage 3, stage 4 cancer, or even what we call kidney or liver failure. Now, as I mentioned kanina, this is where my dad reached, and it was a painful experience for all of the family. And ito yung ironic, no? A lot of us, we spend on nice clothes, new things, new accessories. But a lot of people in the market right now, they do not invest in protecting their organs and in their health. So, kapal ka pa ng visceral fat, pero dead ma pa rin. So, as a consumer, you have to ask yourself, which industry do you want to invest your money in? Because whether we like it or not, we will pay money in either of these four stages. Pwede ka maglabas ng 3 million sa stage 3. Pwede ka maglabas ng 1.5 million sa stage 2. Pwede ka maglabas ng mga 300 to 400,000 stage 1. Or pag fit and healthy ka na, pwede ka mag-maintain there at, let's say, around 50 to 100,000 pesos na lang for your gym memberships and all. So, at the end of the day, it is up to us. We will spend money. Either way, mas mahal lang habang lumalala ang sakit. At ito pa yung malala. Nagbabayad na tayo, tapos yung quality of life mababa pa. If you're at that stage 3, what happens is that you go for a bypass surgery, which will cost you 1.2 million pesos for heart blockage correction. Or you can go for angioplasty, which will cost you around 1 million pesos rin. Now, both of these procedures, after those two procedures, ano nangyari? Does it mean na okay na? Not necessarily. In fact, pagtaas mabuksan or ma-angioplasty ang isang tao, hindi pa siya pwede mag-sports at marami pang maintenance medicine. So what happens to most people, they spend so much money on stage 3 for a simple reason that they did not invest money when it was safer and it was not as expensive yet. So the idea is that we want to invest early, the earlier the better, because if we do not invest early, we're gonna have to spend more money later with more problems. So it is not a question whether people want to lose weight or not. A lot of people have been advised to lose weight. Pero ano ba yung ginagawa nila karaniwan? Okay? And what's out there and why they do not work? So, we've heard of diet programs forever. Since 1980s pa, marami ng diet programs. Pero ano nangyari sa diet programs na ito? Again, urong sulong. Why? Why? Because diet and exercise, while we know it, it's not sustainable for most, if not all people. Unless basketball player ka. Eh kung hindi ka basketball player, pagtapos na. My friend sent a picture of Johnny Abarientos to our Viber page and hindi masyado makita. Pero ito yung napansin, manipis na ang buhok, malaki ang tiyan. Yun yung standard, no? And so, bakit? Ano nangyari? Hindi kasi na-sustain na yung lifestyle of exercise. Uh, Radio frequency, raps, pause. This is what you experience in Slimmer's World, Marie France, Bello. Diuretics, ito yung binibigay para mapaihi. Okay, mga teas, yung mga coffees. Bariatric surgery, so bubuksan ka muna bago ka papayat. Pero pagbukas sa'yo, tatalian yung tiyan mo para lumiit, para mabilis ka mabusog. Pero kung matalino ka at gutom ka, anong gagawin mo? Para hindi masyado mabusog, kakain ka ng mas kaunti pero mas madalas. So what happens here, nagkakaroon pa rin ng rebound because it creates a short-term and not long-term impact to weight management. So what is the solution? We have to have a paradigm that weight loss is not equal to fat loss. So the idea is that we need to understand weight is not as only important if we lose the fat, but to retain the muscle. So what is the solution to the problem? What is the source of the problem first? The source of the problem are, number one, unhealthy and uncontrollable eating habits. So yung unhealthy, alam naman natin yan. Titingnan mo yung hamburger, titingnan mo yung salad, alam mo naman kung anong healthy, anong unhealthy. Ang problema yung uncontrollable. Ang tawag natin dyan, excuse me, yung tipong pag upo mo sa dinner table and you will say, magda-diet na ako. Pero, within the next few minutes, ano nangyari? Lamon. So, ang tawag natin doon, nasasaniban, nawawala sa sarili. Or kung kasama yung mga kaibigan mo, galit-galit. And so, what is the problem with these uncontrollable eating habits? The problem is yung cravings. It becomes uncontrolled. Parang kung naihi ka, kahit anong pigil mo, darating yung point na lalabas na yung ihi mo. Kung inaantok ka, kahit anong gawin mo, darating tayo yung point na involuntarily pipikit yung mata mo. And that is what happens when we are overweight. Our body is out of control. Second, body composition, unhealthy fat to muscle ratios. So, mataas ang fat greater than the muscle. The ideal is at least matcha or the muscle is higher than the fat. High visceral fat, less than 10 dapat, anything more than 10, it will have a vicious cycle. Stress, if you are stressed, it will induce more fat storage. Poor metabolic energy and efficiency. So, meron tayong tinatawag na calorie burning capacity at rest. So, if you look at all these five, kung hindi na-address ng program mo itong limang ito, ano mangyayari? It will have a recurring effect. Now, since we are online, we won't be able to do the assessment. But if this is your first time, you can request a person who invite you to this meeting to have your personal body assessment. This personal TR90 assessment is a proprietary assessment where we will identify how many kilos you are overweight, how much of it is fat, how much of visceral fat do you have in excess of the ideal, what is the metabolic efficiency that you have, whether it's normal, above normal, or below normal. And after this assessment, we will qualify if you need to go through our program. If you do, then we will explain to you how to implement the program. So, what is the program? Our company launched a product technology called ageLOC. And ageLOC is a technology that addresses the sources of the aging process. So, why did we gain weight when we were older? Simple lang, nagkaroon na ng difference yung performance ng body natin. So, what happens? When we are young, our metabolism is higher. When we are older, bumababa na yung metabolism natin. Let's watch this short video from Discovery Channel that talks about the ageLOC technology.
Scientists are using DNA to map out a new genetic world. In this scientific field of dreams, Dr. Cynthia Kenyon is attempting to bring what once was science fiction into reality. The Fountain of Youth.
Different species age at really different rates, and different species are different because they have different genes. So there's something in the genes that can affect the rate of aging. What is
it? In her labs at the University of California, she's using genetic technology to change the very course of human evolution.
So it seemed to me that it was possible that there was something in us like a little dial. You turn it up and you age fast, turn it down and you age more slowly, maybe even further down you age like a turtle, which is very, very slowly.
This revolution is not just limited to a secret group of elite academics. Now it's happening in the world of private enterprise, propelling this technology directly onto the mass market for everyone to access. Every health issue we're destined to encounter can be detected and cured. What we really want to do is make sequencing affordable and commonplace so that we can use this to inform and extend everybody's life. Scientists in the private sector are now using this new era of genetic wisdom to better understand our DNA. Your predisposition to certain diseases are determined by your DNA. Doesn't necessarily mean fate, but it can set the boundaries of what your potential is. Riding on the wave of a scientific revolution, both the academic world and commercial labs agree on one critical point. We are now masters of our own genetic destiny.
So that was a CNN feature, and this new technology now has the ability to target how our body has degenerated in terms of metabolism, muscle, and what we call hormone balance, and impacting our appetite. So with this TR90 science, ageLOC TR90 science, we are able to reset our metabolism, our lean muscle, and our hormones so that our appetites are better controlled and not taking over our decision making over dinners. No, so this program was developed in conjunction with the top scientists and top researchers, and we have powerful supplements that will help unify your mind and body so that everything is integrated as a whole to support your physiological regeneration and transformation. So how is the TR90 program different? Normally, when people lose weight in a traditional diet, they lose muscle, but in our program, we target improve muscle and improve metabolic burn. And this is something that we monitor as you go through the program. So it is not enough for you to just lose weight. We lose weight while building up your metabolic efficiency. And so the program consists of 5 elements. The first is that you must be committed to improving your health. In the same way that if you have a chest pain, you're committed to go to the hospital. If you are having a chest pain and you're committed to go to the hospital, then you will live longer. If you have a big tummy and you're committed to go through the program, then you will live longer as well. So the first step is that you have the right mindset. The second is the support of our products, which will help reset your gene expression so that your muscle, your metabolism, and your appetite is progressive and towards health. We will also teach you how to live more healthy by eating the right food and choosing the right food habits. Here we know that most of us do not have the right eating habits, and our objective is to transition from our current behavior to the more sustainable behavior. The good news about this eating habit is that it is prohibited for anyone in the program to go hungry. Bawal magutom. Kung nagutom ka, hindi tama yung execution. So, most people ask, kailangan ko ba mag-diet dyan? Kailangan ko ba mag-discipline? Hindi po diet ang tawag namin doon, eating plan. Eating plan dahil hindi mo kailangang magutom. Unlike a traditional diet. So, in the together with this will be some active lifestyle. This active lifestyle is you we teach you how to do some functional exercises at the convenience of your own home, sustainable so that we fix our core muscles. And lastly, we have mentorship or coaching. So you will receive the right information on how to transition to a healthier life. And with all these five elements combined, you will get proven results. When I say proven, we know what kind of implementation will create the results that are desired. So at this point, let's look at some of the people who have achieved the results by implementing these five elements. We'd like to introduce Dr. Annabel Corres. She is a top cardiac anesthesiologist from the Philippine Heart Center. And according to her narration, since more than 20 years na siya, I think 30 years pa nga, nasa Philippine Heart Center, yung inooperahan nila mga heart attack tsaka surgeries, no? Mga myocardial infarction and aneurysm. According to her, they saw over the past decades how their patients became younger and younger and younger. Noong una, 60 years old and above. Eventually, 50 years old and above. 40 years old and above. 30 years old and above. So what happened? Habang tumatagal, lalong bumabata. Unfortunately, she was also part of the group that had the excess weight and she couldn't control it. And so, fortunately, through the program, she was able to lose 16 kilos, and now she looks like this. She lost 16 kilos of weight from body fat of 36% now down to 29%. Body age from 64 years old to 51 years old. Visceral fat 10 down to 4. Muscle 24.8% up to 27.1%. And she lost 6 inches from her waistline. Now, next, we have Grace Toriano, 40 plus years old. She lost 5.8 kilos through the program and 5 inches from her waistline. So, 24-inch raw yung waistline niya. Lost 5. Now, si Grace hindi masyado matangkad to lose 5 inches. So, and yung 5 inches niya, hindi naman siya buntis noon nung sinukat yan. Pero, if you look at it, 5 inches is really huge for women. Now, this is Ana Santo Tomas. She's mid-30s. And so, hindi naman siya bilog. Ano lang, chubby lang. But after the program, hindi na siya chubby. Yan, slim and sexy na siya. Lost 4.9 kilos and 5.8 kilos of that were fat. Makita niyo naman saan yung fat, di ba, na nawala. And pag makita niyo si Ana today, I just saw her last Saturday, flat na flat pa rin ang tiyan niya. Yung tiyan lang, okay? Yung si Liza, Liza is mid-40s and in her family, they have a history of obesity and she is already the slimmest in her family with her before picture. And when she had her mom had the problems with weight and her dad also had problems with weight and colon cancer, if I'm not mistaken. She wanted to protect herself from these diseases, so she went through the program. 14 kilos lost in the program. Now, Lisa is a national sales manager from Mr. Miles Squibb before, which is one of the top pharmaceutical companies, and she was handling Guam as a country for this company. And the point is, even if she is representing the pharmaceutical company, a lot of people represent the medical industry. Most of them are still unhealthy because most of them are selling symptom solutions or they're selling pills. But none in the industry to date know about how you can address the sources of the weight management problem. Next, we have Dr. Helen Juanillo. Dr. Helen Juanillo is a top OB/GYN doctor in Bicol. She's one of the I believe she's one of the most sought after in the entire Bicol region. And this is how I met her 3 years ago. And they also founded a hospital, the newest hospital in Bicol. And so, despite having access to the best doctors, department heads, she couldn't manage her weight. And this also despite 3 times a week exercises. After a program, we help her lose 10 kilos. Now her body is better than a 20-year-old. Okay, si Dr. Helen at 54. Okay, Madeline Go, housewife. Hindi mo masyadong katabaan, chubby-chubby lang. Pero ngayon mukha ng dalaga uli. Chewy, mom of one. Problema lang naman niya is yung sa tiyan, yung puson. Now, after the program, she has her belly back and confident na siya to fold it up. My wife did not really chubby, but she gained some weight after giving birth. Pero ngayon pang high school student na yung katawan. Doc Edwin Valencia is a cardiothoracic surgeon, so he is the one who operates in mga heart surgeries. So do you guys see the pictures? Okay, so he has done surgeries for a lot of patients to fix their arteries or do a bypass. Unfortunately, he is also part of the overweight people, and he did not recognize a problem because most people are in denial until something important happens. So, what happened to Edwin? One of his bosses, 4 years his senior surgeon as well, suffered a heart attack and had to be operated on the OR. So doktor na inooperahan at si Edwin was on the standby team wait in case something happens sila yung how do you call this, step in to do the intervention. So as he was observing the operation, he realized that his senior boss and him had a same body profile, and if he did not change anything, he understood that yun rin yung trajectory niya nasa OR table. So he went through the program voluntarily. He called us up to get into it, and after a program, he is now less 20 kilos and looks younger. Very importantly, lost 10 layers of visceral fat. Del Ricaza is a physical therapist and also entrepreneur. So PT pero malaki ang tiyan. And after a program, he lost also 20 kilos. Dati B for boy, baboy, or now V for victory. Yung ano niya, yung body shape niya. Kiara gave birth and sorry, hindi pa pala siya nabubuntis nito. Okay, akala lang, nanganak na siya, but after almost 2 years, akala buntis pa rin siya ng mga friends ng husband niya. So she went through the program as well, and she lost 3 kilos from the program. Rowie, sa pharma rin. Ngayon, yan, slim na. Archie is trade marketing manager from GlaxoSmithKline. And at 30 plus years old, he had already gained a lot of weight and required several maintenance medicines. After the program, by the way, he cannot exercise because he has slip disc. After a program, yan, ganyan katawan niya. Lost 20.5 kilograms and 7 layers of visceral fat. And he has been cleared of his maintenance medicine after he lost the weight. Some people don't have biological problems or blood chem problems because of their young age, but they do have problems in terms of their love life. So this is Kevin. He was single for a long time before he transformed to his best body ever. And after transforming to his best body ever, he had a dilemma now who he would go out with because a lot of women were lining up to go out with. Lester is a suki ng Fitness First, if I'm not mistaken, 10 years. After 10 years, this is him. Uh, not fat, but also not so slim. Only in the TR90 program did he achieve his best body ever. So yeah, may mga cuts na si Lester. Lost 3.3 kilos, of which 3.5 kilos are fat. So with the TR90 program, it is no longer an art to lose weight. It's already a science. We know exactly how to start people and detoxify the visceral fat. So what is the TR90 program for? To help everyone achieve a fit and healthy body, to help protect us from degenerative diseases, to allow us to wear the clothes we've always wanted, to boost our confidence, and most importantly, to look 20 years younger and fit into um, uh, the batchmate of our children or mga pamangkin natin. So this investment is an investment so that we don't have to pay and spend for disease in the future. Kung hindi disease yung babayaran, funeral parlor. And hindi rin mura ang funeral parlor. Yung funeral parlor package ng lola, ng dad ko, tsaka ng lolo ko, umabot ng 200,000. Hindi pa kasama yung hospital. So, ang tanong is gusto mo bang invest na buhay ka at fit and healthy, or may sakit ka na, or papunta dun sa funeral parlor. So TR90 is so that we live our life to the fullest and we discover our best body ever. Here, we will not only receive the physical benefits, but we will also receive the medical and the emotional benefits of being more mobile, being lighter, being stronger, being less lethargic, but also having the peace of mind that our bodies are not a walking time bomb. So, we have a program. It's the TR90 Best Body Ever package. It's good for 3 months. If you are above 10 kilos in terms of excess weight, you need the 3 months, no questions asked. And so we have a special promo price this month where you can get it at 70,000 peso price point instead of a regular price of 100,000 pesos. Most people ask is if this is too expensive. Well, the truth is, when you compare to bariatric surgery, it is 500,000 pesos. When you compare it to my gym for 3 years, it's 90,000 pesos. But I did not even lose 2 kilos. But here, I lost 6 kilos in my first run. And more importantly, it was not straining in terms of my diet, my lifestyle. I did not have to go to the gym 3 times a week. So if this is your first time, then you can go back to the person who invited you and tell them if you are interested to go through the program. If you're interested to go through the program, what we're going to do is we're going to give everyone a 15-minute break. And after 15 minutes, we're going to discuss how to implement the program effectively. Okay, so if you have not yet decided to go through the program, we'll give you 15 minutes to decide. And you can make a decision and process your orders online. And if after that, we will explain to you how to get started. In the meantime, I will show you a couple of videos that will discuss our program better. And so you can understand better how the program works. Okay. So we'll show you this, and hopefully by the time we are done with these two videos, we'll be ready to start with our orientation.
The overweight population has grown exponentially over the last 20 years. In fact, since 1980, the number of overweight people has more than doubled in the world.
We really feel like we can contribute to the science in this area, especially leveraging from the science that we've been involved in the last few years, specifically gene expression science and our relationship with LifeGen Technologies, the ability previously to measure aging at the genetic level, and now to be able to screen for ingredients that may have an impact on gene expression that may be relevant in the weight management area. Well, there are so many different what you might call traditional approaches to weight management, it's really hard to put your finger on anyone in particular. But in general, it seems that perhaps they're not working. The evidence is that more and more people are gaining weight and having difficulty. So there are some important learnings there. And again, we've been in this nutrition industry for a couple of decades or more now, and we have gained a lot of experience. Certainly, there are some key learnings. One is that a typical person really believes it's just calories in and calories out. And the average person then will say, okay, I need to drop calories, so eat less. And also, the way that calories go out is by exercising, right? That's how we do it. So eat less, exercise more. What we are finding with that is that people are losing weight, but unfortunately, they're losing adipose tissue or fat and also muscle, which is actually critical to hold on to and not to lose. There's good reasons for that. This muscle is your metabolic engine. The energy that you expend when you are not exercising actually accounts for most of the energy that is expended. And that's logical when you think about it. Most people don't exercise 24 hours a day. So we need to pay attention to your metabolism while you're resting, and that means maintain lean muscle. The right approach will actually help you to maintain lean muscle mass. It's not just about calories in and calories out anymore.
And that's correct, Mark, because I think the key thing to remember is that in a weight management program, it's not just about weighing yourself on a scale, because that doesn't tell you whether you are preserving at the minimum lean muscle. I believe that gene expression science is an important advance in our understanding of weight management. And particularly, there is a lot of new research findings associated with gene expression and how this phenomenon is impacting or affecting overweight people. As we all know, that with gene expression, the ultimate outcome of gene expression is the production of proteins. And these proteins play a very important role in how the body functions, in fact, how the body puts on weight, and how the body gathers and stores fat.
And in fact, I think it's important for people to understand that our approach has always been to target the sources of any nutritional issues. And as we understand the genes, really that's going as far upstream as you can go to understand the sources of an issue. So certainly this is something that we can apply to weight management in a very fruitful way.
What we have found, in fact, is that there are certain groups of genes which we have called youth gene clusters that when they express themselves, and that's in the wrong way, they have an influence or an effect on weight management.
As you said, Joe, our approach is not just to look at one magic gene, but actually there are many genes that express themselves in the human body. So that's why you use the word clusters, of course. The three main groups that we found are groups that are involved in metabolism overall, and in maintenance of lean muscle, and also in appetite control. So these are genes that are expressed differently and also in different parts of the body, but they all have an impact on weight management.
Yes, and in fact, what that implies really that instead of using gene expression science to focus on just the fat tissue, we are also trying to see whether there are some things that we have to influence in the brain, for example, and also in the gastrointestinal tract. So if we can somehow influence all three aspects of these body tissues, we will have a much more profound impact on how we can control weight. An ideal or optimal weight management system should really consist of four key elements. The first key element is related to the fact is to adopt a healthy eating plan. A second key element is to make sure that lean muscle is not lost during a weight management program. Another third element that we should focus on is really on fat tissue. You know, when you lose weight, all that loss of weight should come from fat and no other tissue from your body so that we can shape better, i.e., that our body composition reaches a healthy level. So you look better in front of a mirror and not just getting on a scale. And finally, the fourth element would be related to the fact that you should adopt a healthy exercise program.
But in order to understand those key points better, it's nice to know what's going on in the body and in the cells. And gene expression science actually helps us to get a handle on that. What's going on in the adipose tissue? What's going on in the muscle? Are you eating the right kinds of food? Are you maintaining your lean muscle mass? Is this the right approach? An understanding of gene expression science can help to bolster our understanding about how we manage our weight. What we eat during a weight management program turns out to be incredibly important. The quality of the food that you're eating, but not just that, not even just the proportions, but actually the right kind of macronutrient in terms of whether it's protein, fat, or carbohydrate, and also spread out properly during the day. So you need to have a certain amount, minimum of protein, for example, to maintain an amino acid pool in your body that's going to help you maintain muscle mass. It's going to be anabolic because it's actually helping to maintain the lean muscle tissue. And you can't overstate the importance of maintaining that lean tissue because that's your metabolic engine. And that's the problem with a lot of traditional diets is you lose that muscle mass so that by the time your diet is over, you've lost some of that metabolic engine. That means that the calories that you're eating are not being expended in the same way that they were.
You cannot sustain a diet. Diets are not sustainable. Our program consists of an eating plan, which is sustainable, that you can adopt for the rest of your life. We have now completed in the weight management category all the studies at the preclinical stage, we call it, where we now know what is the gene expression profile that is that can occur with the ingredients we have put into certain weight management products. And we have now advanced to a stage where we are understanding how weight management happens in a clinical study.
We've just completed fairly recently a study that had about 70 people in it, about 2/3 of those women, and we're able to present those data at a recent very large meeting of scientists called Experimental Biology in Boston this year, and that was interesting. Also, we have another study underway, a larger study, in fact, with about 140 people at least in this study. So this will give us an understanding of how all of our homework has paid off.
Okay, so welcome back. So if you've decided to get on board the program, congratulations. And if you're a person right now helping other people lose weight in a program, what we'd like to do is we'd like to cover important areas on how to implement the program effectively to get the best results. So, what is the secret of the Galvanics or the TR90 program? It is not just about having the supplements, but like this phone, it depends on how well you are able to use all of its features. If you bought a smartphone and you just use it for talk and text, and then it's no different from a bar phone, and you will not be able to maximize the full potency of the product that you bought. In this case, for you to effectively achieve the results that you want through the TR90 program, it is crucial for you to understand how to implement it effectively. So, at this point, what I'll do is I'll talk about the five elements to helping you achieve your best body ever. We talked about this earlier, but let me go through it in better detail. The first is that your mindset and attitude and why you are doing the program. It's not about the person who sold you the product. It is not up to them. It's up to you. In the same way that if you go to enroll in Ateneo or LaSalle or UP or even Harvard University, it doesn't matter if you pay the tuition fee. If you're not, it doesn't guarantee that you will pass. What will guarantee your success is your commitment to your studies. What will guarantee your success here in this program is your commitment to your health. If we have that in the right place, then the other elements will be simple and easy. The second is TR90 supplementation, taking it the right way to help reset and transform your metabolism to a younger efficiency, muscle rate, and appetite control. Third is following a simple eating plan with the right interval, right portions, and right sequence. Number four, number four is TR90 exercise, and five is coaching and mentoring. So let's talk about it one by one. First, we need to ask ourselves, why do we want to lose weight? What are your best body ever goals? What are your goals in terms of weight, fat percentage, muscle rate, waistline, or even blood chemistry? So you want to fill this to answer these questions when you begin the program so that you are very clear on what are your goals and where you want you where do you want to lead yourself towards. Number two, you want to ask yourself, why are these important? Are these important so that you can look good, you buy nice clothes, or is it important so that you can live longer, live healthier? Is it important because you want to take away your maintenance medicine already? Hindi mo na kailangan ng balde. You now have your body back without being dependent on maintenance medicine. So what will it mean for you once you achieve your best body ever? Second thing that you want to understand is what is your attitude in the program. Will you trust and be coachable to your coach? So you will have a coach, and you can ask the person who sponsored you into the program or who explained to you the program who your coach will be. And your commitment. Are you committed until you reach your goal, or are you committed for only 2 to 3 weeks? So the coach is there to ensure that we do not do what we do to ourselves often, which is procrastinate and change our decisions midpoint. So, what are the commitments necessary in the program? First, replace daily dinner with trim shake. Number two, seriously write down your program diary. Note what you're taking in so that we know whether you're doing effectively or not so effectively. Ito pinaka-importante. I will commit to make the necessary changes. So, necessary changes. Hindi pwedeng pareho pa rin sa dati. To live a healthier life, because your life before, your habits before are the habits that created the unhealthy life. So if you do not change the unhealthy habits that creates the unhealthy life, then there's nothing that's gonna happen to us in this program. If you're willing to commit to this right mindset, then let's move forward to step two. Step two is taking in the supplements properly. So there are 5 products in the program. There is a sachet called TR90 Jumpstart. It is only for the first 2 weeks. So it is like a flavorless juice that you mix with lukewarm to cold water. This is before breakfast. And you also take TR90 Complex and TR90 Control for the next 90 days. 2 capsules per capsule per bottle. It is breakfast. After breakfast, you take 1 sachet of Life Pack for your boost in your immune system. During lunch, we don't take any supplements. But over dinner, then we can take 2 capsules of TR90 Complex and 2 capsules of TR90 Control. Same as in the breakfast, but wala lang jumpstart. And in the evening, we take 1 packet of Trim Shake with 8 ounces of water. And after dinner, take 1 sachet of Life Pack. So you can screenshot this and use this as your guideline when you receive the products, and you take this. And what you will observe within the first week is that your uncontrollable eating habits will gradually become more controllable. Hindi na siya, hindi ka na masasaniban. So, step one, right mindset. Step two is the right supplementation to adjust and reset our physiology and our hormones. Third, the right eating plan. So, let's talk about this one by one. First, we have to have the right intervals. The intervals play a key role because this will help your body adjust to the right metabolism. So, for breakfast, you have to have breakfast within 2 hours of waking up. So let's say you wake up at 6 a.m., your breakfast should be finished by 8 a.m. You cannot start it at 9 a.m. However, if you wake up at 8 a.m., then you can have your breakfast until or before 10 p.m. You should finish before 10 p.m. Then lunch will be 5 hours later. So halimbawa, 7:30 ka nag-breakfast, plus 5 hours, 12:30 ang lunch. Hanggang 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock plus 5 hours, 6 o'clock yung dinner. 5-hour intervals strictly. If you follow the 5-hour interval, your body will be able to adjust faster and you will lose weight faster. Pero kung hindi mo ito naka-follow, ang nangyari is urong-sulong. Now, after intervals will be the right portions. So what are the right portions? You have to have fruits, vegetable, protein, carbohydrates for each meal. So how does that work? Dapat yung portion natin is for fruit, 1 palm size. For vegetable, 1 palm size also. For protein, fist size, 3-dimensional. So the volume of your fist. So this is your fist. So ito at ito. So yung buong fist na to must be the size of our protein. And for a carbo, it is the cup of your hand. Ano yung magkakasya dyan? If tinakal mo, hindi masyadong susobra. Okay? So, for breakfast, you eat 1 portion of palm fist cup. So, indicated there are ideal choices. So, for fruits, you can go for apple, pear, melon, oranges, guava, or melon. For vegetables, spinach, broccoli, mushrooms, lettuce, tomatoes, cabbage, asparagus. For protein, chicken, pork, beef, and fish. For carbo, rice, bread, pasta, corn, potatoes, kamote, any of those basta pasok dun sa cup size. So, for breakfast, 1, 1, 1, 1. For lunch, 1, 1, 1, 1. For dinner, fruits and vegetables. Pero, ang protein and carbo will be now the Trim Shake. So, you replace your your protein and carbo with Trim Shake. Nakain ka pa ng fruits and vegetables, then Trim Shake. And then, the third, so number 1, right interval. Number 2, right portions. And 3, right sequence. So you start with the fruits, vegetable, protein, carbo. Hindi po jumble yan. Fruit, vegetable, protein, carbo ang process. So, The third is the right eating plan. Now, part of the eating plan, dapat wala tayong bawal na pagkain or bawal na gamot. Ito po yung tinatawag na red zones. So what are red zones? Red zones are processed foods. Example are canned food. So ano to? Corned beef, sausage, delata, colored drinks, so soda, juice. Basta colored. So ano pwede? Tubig lang. Anything that is high in sugar, high in fat, such as potato chips, corn chips, cakes, ice cream. The cooking process, no fried, saucy food like curry or adobo. Pero ang pwede is steamed, boiled, baked, and grilled. Bakit? Kasi pag yung cooking process, ginawa natin na fried, hindi lang po yung chicken ang kinakain nyo, pati yung oil po kinakain natin. And that is the one that is going to make it difficult for us to lose weight. So once you have this third element in place, you will already feel much lighter. And as you feel much lighter, we want you to also become or feel much stronger. So as we go through this first 90 days, the first 30 days, we will also get you to go for your first 2 week starter exercise where you will focus on your abs and lower back to strengthen important muscle areas. And the frequency is 15 to 20 minutes, 3 times per week. So, what exercises will you do? There's what they call the 8-minute abs exercise. You will receive this from the person who will coach you. And you can do 2 sets of lower back exercises, Supermans and Good Mornings. So, it will be progressive. On the first month, it will be basically just reconditioning your body. So, my Supermans, my cardio. And the first 2 weeks, do as much as you can, but do not strain your body. On the second month, we will upgrade it to strong posture. So we will now increase it for our upper body, upright row, front plank, and seated row. We'll also teach you how to do that. And month 3 will be toning and strengthening. So may abs, lower back, upper back, and chest. So ngayon, mag-expand na rin yung chest natin and yung arms natin. So, but as you start, we focus first on month 1. Okay? So if you implement this properly, then you will get the following results. Ito po yung mga katawan ng mga nag-implement ng program effectively. So just to give you some idea of how the exercises look like, is good mornings for the lower back. So basically, you are targeting stretch or tightening your lower back so that your posture is improved. Ten to 15 reps, 1 to 2 sets. And for the ABS exercise,
8 minutes ABS workout. Foot to foot crunch.
1, 2, 1.
you just follow this module, and what will happen is that sa simula sa sakit yan, pero habang tumatagal, lumalakas yung abs and core natin. So may period siya for execution, may period siya for rest.
Hi,
Then
I'm Tori
you
Shack.
can do the lower back
And today we're going to
exercises.
show you how to do Supermans for your back. Woo! So this is a really, really great exercise to get the back warmed up, and it's also a strength workout routine for your lower back, which helps up with core stability.
Tones it up, makes it look nice.
It's a good one.
Yes.
So you're going to start on the ground. Go ahead and get down there.
Okay, going down.
All right. So you're going to lay with your hands out in front of you.
Okay.
Okay. And you are going to lift up your left arm while simultaneously lifting up your right leg.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And now other side. Switch. Alternate. For the alternation, you're going to alternate on each side. So left arm, right arm, left leg. And this is really getting into that lower back area, and it's helping fire the glutes here.
Oh, I totally feel it.
So you do
So
this
we
for the
want to do
first
this
month.
one is,
Some
do
cardio,
this.
abs exercises,
If you do it for a
lower
minute,
back,
that'd be great.
Superman,
Or if you
and
want to count left, you can do
good
15
mornings.
on each side. It's a phenomenal workout just to get that back nice
I love
and tight
it.
and toned, and really help that core
Okay.
stability.
So All right. So these are also some of the people who have achieved their best body ever through the TR90 program completely. So this is Lester and Anna Santo Tomas. So at this point, we are done with our coaching program, and what you can do is you can go back to the person who invited you, so that you can discuss more details. But for the next 5 minutes, I'll open the floor for questions, and you can send a message to our chat page so that we can answer questions before we close in the next 5 minutes. So, do you have any questions? Okay, so mukhang walang questions. So with this, we'd like to close this webinar. We hope that you have a better commitment to your health after attending this event. We hope that you are also more educated on how to change your health and your fitness level. So with that, we'll end, and we wish everyone a good evening. Good night. See you again next week. Next week, we will have a spa party at the Octagon, and we will use the skin analyzer machine for the people who will participate. So, see you again next week for our session on skin analysis. Good night.